truly be there for you in the end. As the years pass, people enter and exit your life. Some staying only for a season, others fading away with time. But when you reach your later years, it becomes clear that not everyone is meant to walk with you until the very end. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 types of people who are most likely to remain by your side in old age. These are the relationships that endure, the bonds that time cannot easily break. Some may surprise you, while others might make you reflect on who has truly been there for you all along. Make sure to stay until the very end, because understanding who stays and why can change the way you approach relationships in your own life. Now, let's get started. Number 1, family members who truly care. Not all family members stay close, and not all of them offer the kind of love and loyalty that lasts a lifetime. But in the end, the ones who truly care, the ones who see you as more than just an obligation, are the ones who remain. They don't show up out of duty or because they feel they have to. They are there because they want to be, because your presence in their life still means something to them. Many people assume that family bonds guarantee lifelong connection, but that isn't always the case. As you age, you start to see who in your family genuinely values you and who has simply drifted away over time. Some relatives will visit out of a sense of responsibility, appearing out of habit but never staying long enough to form meaningful conversations. But then there are those who check in on you because they genuinely care about how you're doing. They're the ones who call, who make time, who show up not just on holidays, but on the ordinary days simply to spend time with you. This isn't always limited to children or grandchildren either. It could be a sibling who has remained close throughout your life, or even a niece or nephew who steps up in ways you never expected. These are the family members who don't see aging as an inconvenience, but as a part of life that deserves just as much love and attention as any other stage. They don't avoid difficult conversations about health, finances, or the future. They face them with you, offering their support without making you feel like a burden. And while love is often what holds these relationships together, actions matter just as much. The ones who remain don't just say they care, they show it. They are patient when you need help. They listen when you have something to say. And they make sure you still feel valued, no matter how much time has passed. They understand that relationships are a two-way street, and they continue to invest in you even as life changes. Not everyone is lucky enough to have this kind of family support, and that's why it's so important to nurture these relationships while you can. Because in the end, it's not about how many family members you have, it's about which ones truly care enough to stay. Number 2, a lifelong friend who stood the test of time. True friendships are rare. Over the course of a lifetime, people drift in and out of your life, some for a few years, some for a few decades. But if you're lucky, there's one friend who never leaves, no matter how much time passes or how many changes life brings. This isn't the friend who was only around during the good times, or the one who disappeared when things got tough. This is the friend who has seen you at your best and your worst, and still chooses to stay. A lifelong friend is someone who doesn't need constant updates to know where they stand with you. You may go weeks or months without talking, yet when you do, the conversation picks up right where it left off. There is no awkwardness, no need to explain the passage of time. They know your history, where you've been, what you've been through, and what truly matters to you. And as the years go by, they are one of the few people who still see you as you were, before the world tried to reshape you. The beauty of a friendship that lasts a lifetime is that it's built on something deeper than convenience. It isn't based on circumstance, like work, colleagues, or neighbors who come and go. It isn't built on obligation, like some family ties. It's a choice, one made over and over again, across decades of shared experiences, laughter, and challenges. This is the friend who sat beside you when life felt uncertain, who celebrated your victories and mourned your losses as if they were their own. And in old age, when the world begins to shrink and social circles grow smaller, this kind of friendship becomes even more valuable. While others may be too busy or preoccupied with their own lives, this friend still makes time for you. They check in, not because they feel they have to, but because they want to. They don't see you as just another obligation. They see you as a part of their life, one they wouldn't want to imagine without you. This friend might be someone you've known since childhood, or they might be someone you met later in life who simply stayed. Regardless of how long you've known them, what matters is that they remain. They remind you of who you are, who you've always been, and they make aging feel a little less lonely. In the end, it's not about how many friends you had throughout your life. It's about whether even one of them stayed when it truly mattered. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the partner who chose to stay. If you are fortunate enough to have a lifelong partner, their presence in your later years is one of the greatest gifts you can have. Relationships are not always easy, and many do not last a lifetime. But the ones that do, those built on patience, love, and deep understanding, become even more precious as time goes on. A partner who stays is someone who has seen you change, who has weathered the storms with you, and who, despite everything, still chooses to walk beside you. In youth, love often feels exciting, passionate, and full of possibility. But in old age, love takes on a different form. It becomes quieter, deeper, and more about companionship than grand gestures. A partner who remains is someone who no longer loves you for how you look, what you achieve, or what you can offer. They love you simply for who you are. They have seen you in moments of strength and in times of weakness, and yet they have never once considered leaving your side. Many people assume that marriage or long-term commitment guarantees a person will be there in the end, but that's not always the case. Some relationships fade as time passes, while others only grow stronger. The difference lies in effort, the willingness to continue choosing each other, even when life gets hard. A partner who stays is not someone who only stood beside you in the good times. They are the person who held your hand when things got tough, who reminded you of your worth when you doubted yourself, and who remained steady when the rest of the world felt uncertain. Aging with a partner means sharing the simple moments that many take for granted: morning, coffee, quiet conversations, and the familiarity of someone who knows you better than anyone else. While some fear growing old alone, those with a committed partner never truly feel alone. Even as the years take their toll, even as health declines or energy fades, their presence remains a source of comfort, reminding you that you don't have to go through it all by yourself. And in the end, when so many other relationships fall away, the partner who stays is often the one who knows your story best. They've witnessed the moments that shaped you, the struggles that strengthened you, and the experiences that defined your life. They are the person who sees you not just as you are now, but as the person you have always been. And when everything else fades, that kind of love is what truly lasts. Number 4, someone you helped in the past. Life has a way of bringing kindness full circle. At some point, you've likely helped someone, offering support, lending a hand, or simply being there when they needed you most. You may not have thought much of it at the time, but in the end, the people you once helped are often the ones who come back to stand by your side. They may not be the ones you expected, but their presence is a reminder that the good you put into the world doesn't just disappear, it finds its way back to you. This could be a younger friend, a former neighbor, or even someone you mentored years ago. It could be the person you encouraged during a difficult time, or the one who found strength in your words when they felt lost. Sometimes it's a former coworker who remembers the way you treated them, or a distant relative who never forgot a kindness you once showed. Regardless of who they are, they remain because at some point you made a difference in their life, and now they want to do the same for you. Unlike family, they don't stay because of obligation. Unlike a lifelong friend, they may not have been with you through every chapter of your life. But what makes their presence so meaningful is that they made the choice to return. They were never required to be there. Yet when they saw you needed support, they stepped forward without hesitation. It's a powerful reminder that kindness has a lasting impact, that even the smallest acts of generosity can plant seeds that grow into something far greater than you ever imagined. In old age, when many social circles grow smaller, the presence of someone you once helped can be a source of great comfort. They may not have been part of your everyday life before, but now in your later years, they become an unexpected source of companionship. They offer help without making you feel like a burden. They remind you that the connections you build, even if they seem fleeting at the time, still hold value. And often this person will say something that makes it all clear: "I remember when you helped me, and I never forgot." That moment, that realization, is when you truly understand that everything you did for others, every act of kindness, every moment of support mattered. Because in the end, those who stay are not always the ones you expected, but rather the ones who remember the love you gave when they needed it most. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the unexpected companion. Sometimes the person who remains by your side in the end is not the one you expected. Life has a way of surprising us, and as the years pass, relationships shift in ways we never could have predicted. While some people gradually fade away, others step forward, often individuals you may not have considered a close part of your life before. It could be a caregiver, a neighbor, or even an acquaintance who turns into family. What makes them special is not how long you've known them, but the fact that when it mattered most, they chose to stay. This unexpected companion could be someone you met late in life, perhaps in a senior community, or even by chance in the neighborhood. Maybe they started as a friendly face who helped with errands or checked in from time to time. Over the years, their presence became more consistent, and before you knew it, they were the person who made sure you never felt alone. These are the people who show up not out of duty, but because they genuinely care. For some, this unexpected person might be a professional caregiver, someone who was once a stranger, but over time became a true companion. While they may have started as someone hired to help, their kindness, patience, and willingness to listen created a bond beyond just routine care. They became a friend, someone who remembers your stories, laughs at your jokes, and sits with you not because they have to, but because they want to. And then there are the neighbors, the ones who check in, who bring over a meal when they sense you might need it, who sit with you on the porch just to chat about nothing in particular. They were never obligated to be in your life, yet they made the decision to be present. And in the end, their consistency matters more than how long you've known them. This final group of people teaches a powerful lesson. The ones who stay are not always the ones you planned on, but they are the ones who chose to be there. They remind you that love and loyalty aren't always about blood or history. They are about effort, about presence, about showing up when it counts. And in your later years, when so much of life has already been written, their presence reminds you that even in the final chapters, new and meaningful connections can still be formed. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on the people in your life. Who do you believe will stay with you in the long run? Who has already proven that they will be there no matter what? The truth is, we don't always get to choose who remains, but we do get to appreciate those who do. The ones who stay are not always the ones we expect. Sometimes it's family members who truly care, not out of obligation, but out of love. Sometimes it's that one lifelong friend who never let distance or time weaken your bond. If you are lucky, it's a partner who has been by your side through every challenge, every triumph, and every quiet moment in between. And sometimes it's the people you least expected, the person you once helped who never forgot your kindness, or the neighbor, caregiver, or acquaintance who chose to stand by you simply because they wanted to. Life changes, people come and go, and as the years pass, the number of those who remain may grow smaller. But in the end, it isn't about quantity, it's about the quality of the relationships that endure. The ones who stay are the ones who value you, respect you, and see you for who you truly are. They are the ones who remind you that no matter how much time passes, you are not alone. Thank you for what really happens inside your body every time you masturbate. Many men don't realize that their prostate undergoes immediate and long-term changes during and after ejaculation. And here's something even more surprising. Some of these changes can be beneficial, while others could be concerning if overlooked. In this video, we're uncovering 6 key changes that happen to your prostate when you masturbate. From blood flow and hormonal shifts to potential effects on long-term prostate health, these changes play a crucial role in how your body functions as you age. By understanding them, you can make better decisions about your health, your habits, and your future well-being. Stay tuned until the end, because you'll not only discover what happens each time you ejaculate, but also learn how these changes impact your prostate over time. Some of these insights might completely shift the way you think about your body and could even help you prevent serious health complications down the road. Now let's get started. Number 1, impact on prostate cancer risk. One of the most debated topics regarding masturbation and prostate health is its potential role in reducing the risk of prostate cancer. Over the years, several studies have suggested that regular ejaculation may help flush out carcinogens and inflammatory agents from the prostate, potentially lowering the risk of developing prostate cancer later in life. The reasoning behind this is fairly simple. The prostate is a gland that produces seminal fluid, and over time it can accumulate toxins, metabolic byproducts, and excess hormones. If these substances are not regularly expelled, they may contribute to cellular damage and inflammation, two factors that are linked to increased cancer risk. Some researchers believe that frequent ejaculation helps clear out these potentially harmful substances, keeping the prostate in better condition. For instance, a well-known study conducted by Harvard, researchers found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a significantly lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who did so less frequently. While this doesn't mean every man needs to reach a specific number, it does suggest that a regular pattern of ejaculation could be beneficial for prostate health. However, it's important to note that this is just one piece of the puzzle. Genetics, diet, lifestyle, and overall health all play a major role in prostate cancer risk. Let's take James, a 74-year-old who had a family history of prostate cancer. Concerned about his risk, he started researching ways to improve his prostate health. He discovered that maintaining an active sex life, along with proper nutrition and regular checkups, could contribute to reducing his overall risk. After consulting his doctor, he made simple but effective changes, including more frequent ejaculation, a diet rich in cruciferous vegetables, and an exercise routine designed to support hormone balance. Over time, he noticed improvements in his overall well-being and felt more confident about his health. That being said, ejaculation alone is not a guaranteed way to prevent prostate cancer. It should be seen as one of many lifestyle factors that contribute to better prostate health. Maintaining a healthy diet, reducing stress, staying physically active, and getting regular prostate screenings are just as important, if not more. Number 2, temporary reduction in prostate congestion. One of the less talked about benefits of masturbation is that it can help clear out excess seminal fluid that accumulates in the prostate. This process, sometimes called prostatic drainage, plays an important role in maintaining prostate health. When you ejaculate, the prostate releases buildup fluid, reducing internal pressure and potentially lowering the risk of discomfort and inflammation. For most men, this means a feeling of relief and relaxation after ejaculation. But for others, particularly those who don't ejaculate often, this buildup can lead to temporary congestion, which may cause mild pelvic discomfort or an increased urge to urinate. This is especially true for men with benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or chronic prostatitis, where stagnant fluid inside the prostate can become a source of irritation. Take Richard, a 72-year-old retiree who hadn't been sexually active for months. He started noticing a dull, aching sensation in his lower abdomen and frequent nighttime urination. His doctor explained that his prostate was experiencing mild congestion due to a lack of ejaculation, leading to increased inflammation and pressure on his bladder. To his surprise, the doctor recommended regular ejaculation as a way to ease the buildup and improve his symptoms. After following this advice, Richard noticed a significant reduction in discomfort and fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom. This doesn't mean that all men need to follow a set frequency, but it does highlight an important point. Ejaculation can be a natural way to relieve prostate congestion. However, if you notice discomfort even after ejaculation, or if the relief is only temporary, it could indicate an underlying issue that requires medical attention. The key takeaway here is that for many men, moderate masturbation may provide a simple way to support prostate health and reduce unnecessary discomfort. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, hormonal shifts in testosterone regulation. When you masturbate, your body's hormone levels fluctuate, particularly testosterone and dihydrotestosterone DHT. These hormones play a crucial role in prostate function, muscle strength, and overall male health. While testosterone naturally rises and falls throughout the day, sexual activity can cause a temporary drop in its levels immediately after ejaculation. For younger men, this drop is barely noticeable because their bodies quickly replenish testosterone. But as men age, testosterone production naturally declines, and frequent ejaculation can contribute to temporary dips in energy, motivation, and muscle recovery. This is why some men, particularly those in their 60s and 70s, may feel a bit more fatigued after masturbation than they did when they were younger. However, this decrease is short-lived, and in most cases, testosterone levels return to baseline within 24 hours. Then there's DHT, a more potent form of testosterone that is strongly linked to prostate health. While DHT is essential for normal male development, excessive levels can contribute to prostate enlargement and even hair loss. Some studies suggest that frequent ejaculation might help reduce DHT buildup, which could lower the risk of developing benign prostatic hyperplasia BPH over time. However, the balance is delicate. Too little DHT can affect libido and overall vitality, while too much may contribute to prostate issues. Consider Frank, a 68-year-old who had been feeling unusually sluggish for weeks. He had noticed a gradual decline in his energy levels and a slight dip in motivation. After speaking with his doctor, he learned that his frequent, late-night masturbation habits might have been affecting his testosterone balance. By adjusting his routine, including better sleep, strength training, and a nutrient-rich diet, he was able to restore his energy and maintain a healthy hormonal balance, while still enjoying a normal sex life. For most men, these hormonal shifts aren't a cause for concern, but they are important to be aware of as you age. Understanding the role of testosterone and DHT in your body can help you make more informed choices about your habits and overall health. If you find yourself experiencing persistent fatigue, low libido, or changes in muscle strength, it may be worth discussing hormonal balance with a doctor. Masturbation itself isn't harmful, but like everything else, moderation is key, especially when it comes to maintaining healthy hormone levels and supporting long-term prostate health. Number 4, increase blood flow to the prostate. One of the first things that happens when you masturbate is a surge in blood flow to the prostate. This is part of your body's natural response during sexual arousal, and it serves an important function. The prostate gland, which sits just below the bladder, is responsible for producing seminal fluid. And when you become aroused, it receives an influx of oxygen-rich blood to support its role in ejaculation. Now, for most men, this process happens without any noticeable discomfort. But for some, particularly those with an enlarged or inflamed prostate, this increased blood flow can lead to temporary swelling and pressure in the pelvic area. That's why some men experience a feeling of fullness or mild discomfort after ejaculation, especially if they already have conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or prostatitis. Take George, for example. At 74, he had been dealing with mild prostate enlargement for years. Most of the time, it wasn't much of an issue, but he started noticing a dull ache in his lower abdomen after ejaculating. At first, he ignored it, but over time, the discomfort lingered longer, making it difficult for him to sleep. Eventually, he spoke to his doctor, who explained that the increased blood flow during sexual activity was temporarily inflaming his already enlarged prostate. The doctor reassured him that, in moderation, ejaculation was still beneficial, but he also suggested hydration, dietary changes, and pelvic floor relaxation exercises to help reduce post-ejaculation discomfort. For most men, this temporary swelling is nothing to worry about. It's just part of how the body regulates blood circulation. However, if you notice prolonged discomfort, difficulty urinating, or lingering pain after ejaculation, it might be worth checking in with your doctor. While masturbation itself doesn't cause prostate problems, underlying conditions like BPH or prostatitis can make the after effects more noticeable. Being aware of how your body reacts can help you make better decisions about your health and avoid unnecessary discomfort. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, effects on urinary function. For many older men, urinary health becomes a growing concern. And interestingly, masturbation can play a role in how well the urinary system functions. Since the prostate is positioned just below the bladder and surrounds part of the urethra, its condition directly affects urinary flow, urgency, and frequency. When you ejaculate, the prostate temporarily contracts and then relaxes, which can lead to a short-term increase in urinary urgency or a feeling of incomplete emptying, especially if the prostate is already enlarged. This is particularly relevant for men with benign prostatic hyperplasia BPH, a common condition where the prostate enlarges with age and compresses the urethra, making urination more difficult. Some men notice that after ejaculation, their stream is weaker, or they feel the need to urinate multiple times in quick succession. This happens because the muscles controlling the bladder and prostate undergo a brief period of readjustment after sexual activity. Take Robert, a 70-year-old who started experiencing more frequent nighttime urination. At first, he assumed it was just part of aging, but after discussing it with his doctor, he learned that his prostate was slightly enlarged, which was affecting his urinary control. He also realized that after masturbation, he often felt an increased sense of urgency, but struggled with a weaker stream, With this knowledge, he started adjusting his hydration habits, limiting caffeine and alcohol, and tracking when he experienced these symptoms the most. Over time, he found ways to manage his urination patterns more effectively, making nights more restful. However, for men without significant prostate enlargement, masturbation may actually help relax the pelvic muscles and improve urinary flow in the long run. Some urologists even suggest that periodic ejaculation may be beneficial for keeping the prostate more flexible and reducing stagnation that can contribute to inflammation. But the key is to pay attention to your body's signals. If urination feels increasingly difficult or uncomfortable after ejaculation, it could be a sign of an underlying issue that needs medical attention. Ultimately, while masturbation can influence urinary patterns, its effects vary depending on prostate health, hydration levels, and overall lifestyle habits. If you notice changes in your urinary function that seem linked to sexual activity, it's worth discussing with a doctor to determine whether it's normal or something that requires further evaluation. Keeping a healthy balance in all aspects of life, including hydration, exercise, and prostate care, can help ensure that urinary function remains stable as you age. Number 6, circulatory benefits and blood flow regulation. One of the lesser-known effects of masturbation is its impact on blood circulation, particularly in older men. Every time you engage in sexual activity, whether alone or with a partner, your heart rate increases, blood vessels expand, and oxygen-rich blood circulates more efficiently throughout your body. This temporary boost in circulation can provide mild cardiovascular benefits, similar to light physical activity. However, for men with pre-existing heart conditions, high blood pressure, or circulatory issues, the effects can be more complex. For some men, masturbation acts as a natural stress reliever, helping to relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure in the short term. This is because sexual activity triggers the release of nitric oxide, a compound that helps improve blood flow by dilating blood vessels. Studies have even suggested that regular sexual activity may support heart health by reducing stress-related inflammation and promoting better circulation. However, if you experience dizziness, chest discomfort, or irregular heartbeats after ejaculation, it could indicate an underlying cardiovascular issue that requires medical attention. Consider Alan, a 73-year-old who enjoyed a relatively active lifestyle, but started noticing occasional dizziness after climaxing. He initially brushed it off, assuming it was nothing serious. However, after experiencing a particularly intense episode of lightheadedness, he decided to speak with his doctor. Tests revealed that his blood pressure tended to drop slightly after sexual activity, which explained his symptoms. With a few adjustments to his routine, including better hydration, dietary changes, and spacing out intense activities, he was able to enjoy a normal sex life without unnecessary concerns. On the other hand, poor circulation can contribute to erectile dysfunction (ED), a condition that affects a large percentage of men over 60. In some cases, men may notice a weaker or delayed erectile response, which can be a sign of reduced vascular function. Since an erection relies on proper blood flow, any circulation-related issue, whether it's high cholesterol, arterial stiffness, or diabetes, can interfere with sexual health. Some doctors even view erectile performance as an early indicator of heart health, meaning that changes in sexual function shouldn't be ignored. While masturbation alone won't dramatically improve circulation, it can be one part of an overall strategy to maintain cardiovascular wellness. The key is to pay attention to your body's signals. If you ever experience dizziness, fatigue, or unusual heart palpitations after ejaculation, it's worth getting checked out. Heart health and sexual health are deeply connected, and keeping your blood pressure, cholesterol, and circulation in check will support both. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on the 6 changes we've explored. What stood out to you the most? Did you recognize any of these effects in yourself? Or perhaps gain insight into how your body responds to sexual activity as you age? The truth is, our bodies continue to evolve over time, and understanding these natural processes allows us to make more informed decisions about our health and well-being. Masturbation is often misunderstood, but as we've seen, it has a direct impact on prostate function, hormone balance, mental health, urinary patterns, circulation, and overall well-being. The key takeaway is that, like anything in life, moderation is essential. Paying attention to how your body responds and making adjustments where necessary can help you maintain a healthier and more fulfilling lifestyle. If something doesn't feel right, never hesitate to seek medical advice. Your health is too important to ignore. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.